Tonight on Q2, Demolition Day.
A Red Lodge bed and breakfast destroyed by historic floods, now being torn down.
It is a process, but in the end we get to here, and now we're tearing down a building.
Plus, snapping back on SNAP.
Ultimately, it's the people that are most in need that are going to be hurt the most by this.
With the future of benefits for nearly 13,000 Yellowstone residents in doubt, nonprofits in Billings hope to solve the issue. We show you how.
And a trip of a lifetime.
20 years we've been talking about this, and it became a reality.
A local Billings group makes their mark across the pond.
The MTN 530 news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Andrea Lutz. In Red Lodge, a relic of the devastating 2022 floods finally comes down.
Yeah, what's left of the Rocky Fork Inn stood as a reminder of the devastation left on Red Lodge, then grew into an eyesore.
Charlie Klepp shows us how the demolition closes one chapter and opens another.
The waters are calm today, but residents here still remember when they weren't in 2022.
This was pretty spooky.
It was scary to see the water running down Main Street.
3 years later, the town has since been picked up, and the final piece began falling Tuesday.
It has been an eyesore. It's definitely time.
That eyesore, the Rocky Fork Inn, completely devastated by rushing floodwaters and left since.
After this flood, this is probably the only building and a few others down here that need to be refurnished.
But now that's changing. The town's residents couldn't be happier to see it go.
Oh, I'm glad it is. It'd be sad for kids to be hurt in there.
It's finally happening, and we're all glad to see it.
And while it's taken a while to get to this point, you can see the project is underway behind me. There's reasons why it's been such a lengthy process. There's also plans for the future of this space. Jason Seiler with the Montana DEQ explains it was lengthy because of multiple steps.
Each one of those steps does take time.
Those steps started with Red Lodge buying the property, and then the DEQ making sure the building wasn't toxic.
It is a process, but in the end we get to here, and now we're tearing down a building.
A welcome sight to both Seiler and residents. But what's next?
One of the grant requirements is that this property is never redeveloped again, and so that it's turned into recreational.
Red Lodge Mayor Dave Westwood says the plan is to turn the space into a park, giving the public a final say in what that will look like.
It'd be great if they put in something that everybody in Red Lodge would be proud of.
All final steps in moving on from a disaster this small town couldn't have imagined.
Ideally, hopefully it kind of transitions into something that's healing for the community.
In Red Lodge, Charlie Klepp, MTN News.
There's confusion with ballots in Laurel, with some voters already having their votes voided.
It comes after the wrong ballots were sent to residents in wards 2 and 4, meaning the candidates were switched around.
Tonight, our Matt Carmack looks into the issue, diving into why it happened and how it's being fixed.
If you live in Laurel, you may be getting one of these letters in the mail saying to pay attention to your ballot.
It was right at 1,400 ballots.
That's because more than 1,000 Yellowstone County ballots got mixed up.
So we just want to make sure that every vote that's cast, that we can accept it.
According to the Yellowstone County Elections Administrator Dana Cosby, Laurel residents in Ward 4 and Ward 2 got each other's ballots.
When something like that happens, we definitely notify all of the officials involved in the process, whether that be with the city or with the county.
If you're in Ward 4, your correct ballot should have Richard A. Close Sr. for City Council. And if you live in Ward 2, your correct ballot should have Brent Edgman for City Council.
We will be doing our best to contact voters to let them know if there are any issues with their affidavit envelope.
Before you turn in your correct ballot, though, make sure you write your complete birth year and signature, or else your ballot could be voided.
And so that's definitely been an issue for some of our voters, is remembering or noticing that that is there and having that requirement of filling it out.
The Yellowstone County Elections Office is already accepting drop-off ballots. Starting on the 29th, the office will will reopen its drive-through ballot box, so you don't even have to leave your car.
Our goal is to make sure that every vote that gets sent in is able to be counted.
If you live in Ward 2 or Ward 4 and still haven't received your new ballot, no worries, they're on the way. And you still have 2 weeks until Election Day. In Yellowstone County, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
A big step forward in wildfire prevention. Montana Senator Tim Sheehy's Fix Our Forests Act is gaining momentum in Washington after clearing a key Senate committee with strong bipartisan support. The bill focuses on improving forest management, cutting wildfire costs, and boosting coordination between state and federal agencies. Sheehy says responsible stewardship isn't a partisan issue. It's about protecting communities and the land. The plan also calls for faster forest restoration, stronger research, and more efforts to prevent wildfires nationwide.
Five-shot Stockman Bank weather cam. Temperatures went up, wind speeds went down, but certainly didn't disappear for today. Take a look at the almanac. We ended up a little bit cooler than average, but 10 degrees above the seasonal average this afternoon. It was feeling pretty good at 66, but we did have those wind gusts up to 33 miles per hour. Regionally, it was a lot the same. A lot of readings in the 50s to 60s. The 66 in Billings stood out as one of the warmer of the major reporting stations. 64 Sheridan, 62 Miles City, low 60s for you in Cody and also in Livingston. But the winds, Livingston 52 miles per hour today, breezy across the eastern plains, but the winds are easing. Forecast details in just minutes.
Two state senators are saying they think Billings has the most to offer when it comes to finding the best location for the proposed state forensic mental health facility. Senator John Esp from Big Timber and Senator Tom McGilvray of Billings sent a 7-page memo to the Billings City Council and the Yellowstone County Commissioners showing why Billings is and has been the #1 site for the facility. In that memo, the senators are calling Billings a solution, and they feel it's important to move the solution forward. They rank Billings #1 based on the forensic behavioral health care workforce and the general professional workforce. The Billings City Council says it is still interested in bringing the facility here, saying there's still not enough information to be able to fill out the DPHHS application, which is due November 10th.
I don't think anybody is just putting the skids on and saying no. We'd like to be able to see an expanded form. And we'd also like to know how we're going to recruit and put together a workforce, not just for the state's program, but also for the other mental health programs in our community.
Mayor Bill Cole says instead of filling out the proposal on the DPHHS website, he's going to draft a letter to the state asking for more information before throwing the city into the possible site locations.
Tonight, Billings is looking to snap back. Multiple nonprofits across Billings are joining forces for an impromptu food drive.
It's being created to address the threat of SNAP benefits being halted for families and individuals due to the government shutdown. It's a situation that could leave thousands of Yellowstone County families without a budget for groceries.
Our Hannah Pettiferi reports.
For some, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, is the difference between putting food on the table or not.
Probably about 75% of the families and individuals who we provide services to are way below the poverty level and are recipients of SNAP, so this is going to greatly impact them.
Executive Director of the STEP program here in Billings, Tara Williamson, says SNAP benefits are typically $178 a month, which may not sound like much for some, but it's a lifesaver for others.
A lot of people were already riding that edge, even with that 178, and it just is, it's not going to be able to work.
Now, the looming fear of possibly not receiving SNAP benefits in November.
The greatest impact will be on children, because children are the ones who are more at that poverty line and who are negatively impacted by it.
Now STEP and other businesses are coming together to create a food drive for families that might be affected. One Billings woman who experienced the benefits of SNAP says it's a concern.
For 10 years, Mars Blaylock was receiving SNAP benefits.
I'm a single mom, and there's just been times when I needed help with food and, other things.
And knows how much those extra dollars can help.
What SNAP does is it allows you to have the money you need to get the food that you need, and what works best for your family.
For some, it's hard to take a handout.
I would hear comments about people on SNAP benefits, and that was hard because I was working. I've worked my whole life.
But Mars says it's even harder to get approved for the benefits.
They don't make it easy to get SNAP benefits. The drawback is that you have to wait for that money to come in every month, and if there's any kind of delays for any reason, sometimes you have to contact the office, and that can be a whole process.
Delays that could mean a possible worst-case scenario for many in Billings.
Ultimately, it's the people that are most in need that are going to be hurt the most by this, and these are the people that can't change their circumstances.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
In true cowboy state fashion, Wyoming is stepping up to fight hunger. This year's statewide food drive roped in more than 27,000 pounds of donations. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming chipped in another 50,000 to strengthen the state's response to food insecurity. The annual drive, in its 5th year, is a partnership between First Lady Jenny Gordon's Hunger Initiative, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and the University of Wyoming. In all, Wyoming has donated 92,000 pounds of food since the program began.
A big shakeup could be coming to Montana's energy landscape. Northwestern Energy and Black Hills Corporation want to join forces, saying they'll be better together. The two utility giants have filed a joint application with the Montana Public Service Commission asking for approval to merge. If greenlit, the new company would serve customers across several states, including Montana and South Dakota. Both companies say the move will boost reliability, expand renewable energy projects, and help modernize aging infrastructure.